Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, Tomcat Stitchery. I'm Whitney and today I'm going to be sharing my the final lookbook, I guess, of all of the rayon that I got up to sewing here over the past few weeks. So before we get started, I will link the video of where I was kind of talking about my plans and all that kind of stuff up here. So if you want to go have a look, you can definitely do that. Just to kind of see, I got through most things. I'll talk a little bit about the end, the things that I didn't get to and why. But yeah, for the most part, I'm very pleased with what I have made. There's a very large amount of clothing here. But before we get into that, a couple of things. Number one, today's Love Notion Feature Friday pattern is a really, really good one. It's one of my top patterns. It is the glissando pants, shorts, and skirt. If you don't have this pattern in your stash yet, go get it. It's $5 a day only, and if you use Tomcat 10, you can get an additional 10% off. It is so good. I actually, gosh, it must have been last fall. I'm actually wearing a pair of glissandos right now, my red ones. Sorry, just dawned on me. On the channel, I was the Feature Friday person. Last time they were up for Feature Friday, and I did a tutorial on the Love Notions channel for how to go from a, because it's a button fly on all of those and how to do a zip fly instead. So I will link that video down below. And then on my channel, I've done a video on how I basically eliminated the back darts and put elastic into the back of the glissandos so that it kind of fluctuates with my waistline a little bit better and makes it a little bit more comfortable for me. And I will link that one up there so you can go have a look at that if that's something that interests you. So if you don't have it in your catalog yet, go get them. $5 today only, actually, and 10% off that. If you use the Tomcat 10, it's a no-brainer. You need this pattern. It's such a good bang for your buck because you get so many different options, and yeah, it's a really, really good one. So. Okay, so that's number one. Number two, if you're part of the newsletter, you got another email today about the Supercharger Style event that's going to be happening a week from today. You're watching this on Friday, a week from today, which is a live webinar. We've got, let's see, I think there's 7 of us total that are going to be talking about all things style. I think there's an interior designer that's one of them. The color guru is going to be there. I'm going to be talking about fit, how to find both a good ready-to-wear fit, what's worth getting altered, that kind of stuff over there as well. We've got some stylists that are over there. I mean, it's going to be a really, really fun and cool event. It is free, and if you're not able to actually catch it live, because it starts at 10 a.m. Pacific time, which is 1 p.m. Eastern time, next Friday the 26th, and if you are unable to watch it at that time, but go ahead and sign up for it. Again, it's free, and you will have access to a recording of it after the event. So that way you don't miss all of what I'm sure is going to be a lot of really great information. And I'm very excited about my little stint that I'll be doing on there. So just wanted to heads up, and I will have the link down below, and I'll actually remember to put the link in this time. Totally missed that on Tuesday's video. Anyway, those things happen. Okay, so let's get started with my lookbook. Before we get into, I've got all of my stuff down here, but I do have a couple of things that I made for my daughter that I shared with you. I just didn't bring them down because I already shared about them in her lookbook video that I did. I'll pop a link up to that video if you're interested, which was her Cashmerette chiton top, the cropped little chiton that I made for her in that beautiful rifle paper company for Cotton and Steel. Could not remember Cotton and Steel for the life of me when I was doing that video. But I've got a video on, or I made out of that fabric, and she's been wearing it. In fact, she had it on yesterday. Been wearing that top a ton. She's a big fan, so it's an excellent pattern. And I also have, and we'll talk about it a little bit more at the end, I've got a chiton cut out for myself over here too. Very excited about that. And then I also made her Vicky So's Francesca dress for the quinceañera she was invited to. Used that beautiful rayon from June and Lou Fabrics. It's one of her favorite things that I think I've ever made for her. So looking forward for another reason for her to be able to wear that dress. But I talked about both of those patterns ad nauseum over on that other video. So if you want to hear more about them, you can definitely go over there and have a look. Okay, also I did do 2 vlogs throughout this process, so you kind of got sneak peeks of everything except the last dress in those vlogs. So, I mean, these are just the style pictures, and I'll talk a little bit more about the patterns as we go on. So the first one, this is kind of what kicked off all of the rayon sewing, was the release of the Love Notions Salt Whistle dress and top. I was a tester. It's got, you know, these adorable little scallops at the bottom of the dress and of the top. It's got elastic at the waist, this beautiful square neckline that is faced. I faced this one with silk, and then my So Batik rayon there, and I faced the hem also with some of the silk for fun. But this is a beautiful, this is a Lady McElroy viscose that I got from Minerva. Again, all the patterns I'm talking about today are going to be listed down below, and if the fabric is available, I'll also list it down below. And I think with the exception of one thing, most of the fabric should be available, so I'll list it down below. But love this dress. It's such a good little summer dress. In fact, I may wear this to church on Sunday, now that I'm holding it up. I love this fabric. This fabric is so cute, so good. I made the size medium with the full bust front, and I shortened it 1 inch in the body and 1 inch in the, yes, 1 inch in the body and 1 inch in the skirt for a total of 2 inches. For some reason I was thinking, did I shorten it 2 inches in the skirt? But no, it was just 1. And it hits right above my knee, right where it's supposed to. It's just a really lovely dress. And then the top was because I was a tester for the pattern, and the top was an earlier iteration. The standard front does not have darts, but the full front now does have darts, but it did not start off that way. So this one does not have darts. But I still love it. It's just a really lovely pattern. This viscose came from, or rayon came from, those are interchangeable, came from Stylemaker Fabrics, and I think she still has some on the website. I think it's beautiful. It's got this cute, pretty little ditzy print. It's just so beautiful for summer, and I've got stuff left. I think I had 3 yards of this, and this didn't use up, you know, a little over a yard maybe, so very excited to wear that some more this summer. So those are the first 2 things that kind of kicked off the extravaganza of rayon / viscose sewing. All right, now I'm just gonna grab them as they're here in the pile. The next thing, not the next thing that I made up, but the next in the pile is this Cashmerette Montrose top. This is a beautiful, this one's not available, unfortunately. Candace, one of my lovely viewers, sent this to me because she had her colors done and she thought she was closer to my coloring, and she's not, as far as like what, she thought she was a warm coloring, ends up she's a cool coloring, and so she sent me some fabric that she loved but could no longer, wasn't going to use because it wasn't in her palette, and this was one of them with this beautiful tropical print with the tiger on it. And I had this on, gosh, I've worn this a couple of times since making it, and I had it on for the video I think it was Tuesday's video actually. Love this top. I mean, it's just a woven t-shirt pattern. It's so good and so easy just to throw on and be I don't know, I feel a little bit more dressed up a little with a woven t-shirt as opposed to a knit t-shirt. Maybe that's just in my head, but I love this. Cashmerette patterns, I make a size 10 with the GH cup, and I grade out to a 12 at the waist. A lot of times, and we'll talk a little bit more about them, I don't grade back into a 10. Technically I'm an 8 in the hip in their patterns, but usually with the skirts and stuff, there's no reason to grade back down. So a lot of times I'll just leave the skirts as a size 12 just because they're fuller, give me a little bit more room, and then you have to grade back in and get weird stuff through the waist. So size 10, graded to a 12 at the waist. I may have graded back to a 10 at this one though, at the hip, just so I didn't have anything like sticking out weird with the tops, but love this top. Love it. And I get a lot of compliments, or I have gotten, for, you know, it hasn't been made for that long, just a couple of weeks. I've worn it twice and gotten compliments both times I've worn it, so that's boding well for that one. All right, and then the same fabric as that salt whistle, I had 3 meters of this fabric and was able to also get a Harmony, a Love Notions Harmony tank out of some of the yardage. It's just a cute little swing top. It's just so comfortable and easy for the warm weather. And then I made myself a pair of Peppermint Magazine Sky Shorts. So these are like a culotte, kind of. They're a very wide short. It's just so cute, and they're so cute paired together with a little half tuck, or really cute on their own. You know, both of these are, I mean, this fabric's in my color palette, so I have a lot of t-shirts that can be worn with this, and then this goes with a ton of bottoms as well. So that makes the, stretches the closet really, really well. There's elastic in the back of this Sky Shorts, and so it makes it very comfortable to wear. There are side pockets, nice big pockets in there. That's also really lovely. For this set, I did my narrow rolled hem on my serger, and I showed you guys how to do that in a tutorial, on the vlog, I believe. I think, yeah. Anyway, so that's a lovely little set. And because I loved those Sky Shorts so much, I had purchased, so Minerva released some of exclusive prints. So Minerva, they've designed their own prints on, that they've been printing on some rayon, or viscose. Beautiful, like a viscose challis. I got 2 of the first batch. I think there were like 20 different prints in the first batch, another 20 in the second batch, and I think they have more coming out, to be honest. But in the first batch, I was sent 2 in exchange for posts on Minerva's site. But there were so many that I loved in that first batch that I actually went back and bought 4 more. So this is one of the ones that I bought, and I love this print so much. This is also another Cashmerette Montrose. I actually had this on yesterday. I pulled this out of the dirty clothes. Another Montrose, but I put the Alton sleeves from Cashmerette on there. The Alton is a pattern that was released with their club membership, but the sleeves also fit onto the Montrose. Now you do lose the pleating effect in this busy fabric, but it gives the, I mean, it's a really interesting shaped sleeve, and I really love it. I do want to make basically the same top in a solid, just so you can really see the effect of the sleeve. But I really like this one. So again, this is the size 10 GH cup, graded to a 12 at the waist, and I think I graded back down to a 10 at the hip. Shortened an inch at the body. The same with the other Montrose. So I shorten all my Cashmerette patterns 1 inch in the body, and my Love Notions. I have a very short torso. So if there's a cup size option that lengthens things where I need the length across my chest, I usually have to take the length out because I have a very short torso. And then I also made with that same fabric, I had enough to do another pair of the Sky Shorts. So those Alton sleeves take up like a yard of fabric on their own. They're so long and so big because the pleats are so big. So I used all 3 meters of fabric in these 2 items. But these little Sky Shorts are just wonderful. And I wore this a couple weeks ago to church. It's just a great little set. Again, you can wear them by themselves. I had the shirt on by itself yesterday, and I just did narrow hems for the hems on this and on the Montrose as well. So just a lovely little, and now I'm trying to remember what size of the Sky Shorts I made. I picked based on my hip measurement because there's elastic in the back. I knew I could just adjust the elastic to fit my waist. And it was, I think it was like a size F or something. I don't know. I picked the size based on my hips. My hips are a little over 40 inches, so whatever size corresponds with that. But this is a free pattern. The Sky Shorts are a free pattern, so on the Peppermint Magazine website. Which is very exciting. Okay, these next 2 were also the exclusive Minerva prints, but these 2, oopsie, were gifted to me. I just dropped my hanger. Yep. These next 2 fabrics were gifted to me in exchange for a post for them. But this one caught my interest right away. This is the Cashmerette. Okay, so I had some New Englanders that posted the correct pronunciation of this. Whole yoke, I believe is correct. Now, it may not sound great coming from my Midwestern accent. I'm picturing it with like that New England accent, that Bostonian accent in my head, but the whole yoke, and I know that that is correct because Jenny from Cashmerette does name all of her patterns after areas. She lives in Boston, and after areas in that streets and areas in that vicinity. God. Anyway, this dress is fabulous. I love it. It's got the button placket. It gets lost in the print, but there are buttons here. It's a faux button placket, so it just slips on over your head. It's a little squishy to get on over my head. It's got elastic in the back, so there's no zippers or anything to get you in there. You could make this a functioning button placket if you wanted, but it doesn't have to be because, you know, get gaping with the larger bust. And it's got pockets, and the skirt is lovely, and I just can't wait to wear, not only wearing this dress now in the summer, but also over turtlenecks and stuff, 90s style, as the weather cools down. Again, I made the size 10 with the GH cup, graded to a 12 at the waist, and then just left the skirt at 12. Because it's, you know, just to give myself a little more swish, and it's worked out fine. I just think this is so flattering. I love it also with my Metro blazer. It's just a really great dress, and this fabric is just, I mean, it's a leopard print. I think it's called Leopard Love is the name of it, but it is a leopard print with a lot of pizzazz. I love the bright orange. A fun pop. So that was that one. And then the second fabric that they gave me was, I think this is called Floral Expressions. Oh my gosh, I love this dress so much. I've been wearing this so much. This one just came out of the wash. This is the Pattern Emporium Meet You There Tier dress, and I did the mini version. So it has like an ultra mini version, which, holy moly, that would be like a top. Be so short. Because I feel like the mini version, I'm like, oh, maybe I should have done the above the knee version. But there's a whole bunch of different tiers that you can put on this skirt to make it, you know, midi, maxi, you know, right below the knee, right above the knee, mini, and then like ultra mini, and then you could obviously do like a peplum or a top of some sort. Now this pattern does not have bust darts, but I did a video on how to add the bust darts. That's a tutorial that I did because I preferred to have the bust darts in mine, and I did the shorter bishop sleeve so it hits right above my elbow. I just think this dress is so cute. The colors are amazing. It's like mint in my, it's like 100, like a lot of my colors from my color palette are in here. I love it in the summer, but I think it'll be equally fun to wear in the fall with tights and booties or tall boots. I think that that's really gonna work well into my fall wardrobe as well. So I just love a good, I'm obsessed with tiers and tiered gathered skirts right now, and just floaty rayon dresses. They're like a comfort food to me right now, I feel like, but I love, 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 love this dress. So there is that one. And then my last dress I have to show you, I just finished making. This is the Aria by Love Notions. Let me button this up a little bit more. So this fabric is a viscose from Minerva, and this one this is not part of their exclusive line, it's just a fabric they carry. But I was gifted this in exchange for a post over on their site. But it is a really nice quality rayon. It's got some heft to it. It's not, you know, it's got, I mean, rayon and viscose have a lot of drape, but this one's got some heft to it. I think it's going to be great when the weather cools down. I mean, I'm 100% getting like Gucci / Hermes / Ralph Lauren vibes with this fabric with the chains. It just feels designer to me. So I made the Aria. This is the size medium with the full bust, and shorten the sleeves by 1 inch. I don't think I touched the body on this one. I could be wrong though. I don't think I did though. But what I decided to do, because I wanted it midi length, is that I added a tiered and gathered portion to the hem of it. So I straightened out the hem in the back. I kept a little bit of the curve in the front, mostly because it dips down in the front for the full bust, so that everything's level because it travels over your full bust. And then, but I really just attached a piece of fabric 11 inches all across the whole bottom. And I stopped my button plaque at about, I don't know, 5 inches above where that tiered piece attaches. But yeah, I thought about putting elastic in the waist because this pattern does have that option. But just with my body type, and again, I'm really in a comfort. Comfort is very important to me right now. Not that it's not normally, but you know, I've alluded to a little bit, it's a really tough time right now in my family. So again, hopefully I'll talk more about that probably here soon, but I'm just needing all of the comfort right now. And I think with the drape of this dress that it gives me enough shape that it works. So, so maybe not. I could always throw a belt on with it if I wanted to, but I just really feel like this is gonna be a heavy hitter in the fall. I think it'd be great layered with like a cardigan over it. I also have a camel colored cardigan that would be great over this. It'd be lovely. Oh, my Metro Blazer would be lovely over this. That would be really good. I just, yeah, have a feeling that this is gonna get grabbed a lot in the coming months. So loving that. Just had some buttons for my stash that are brown. So this is navy. There is black in this, which isn't in my palette, but it's also got some of the warm camels and some golds and stuff that are in there in that chain print. And it's even got some pieces that are kind of like a dark burgundy. So I think I have these on with my suede boots, but I think my dark burgundy boots would also be really beautiful with this print as well. So I have options for wearing this when it gets out, but I'm really pleased with how this came out. Okay, so that is everything, all of the rayon things that I have made so far. Now, I have two things right now that are cut out back here. Excuse me, back here that you'll be seeing soon. One of which is the yellow floral print from June and Lou that actually I featured it in my 10 ready to wear looks to make, and it was a loft drop waist dress with a really cute little jacket. I'm gonna recreate that outfit. I don't have any fabric for the jacket yet, but I have cut out the chalk and notch Wren dress out of that fabric, and I cut the short sleeves out. I've not made the short sleeves yet on that pattern, so I'm very excited about that. So I've got that cut out, and then the other one is one of the Minerva exclusive prints from the second batch, and I'm actually going to be making a Cashmerette chiton out of that one. I had, let's see, Cashmerette highlighted a gal that had made one. It was absolutely beautiful, but so the pattern has a seam down the center front and center back. It's a V-neck and everything kind of meets in there. And she had done one side of the dress red and one side of the dress pink, and it was stunning. But what I also really loved about it is that she added a tiered layer at the bottom. So the chiton hits like it's supposed to hit like right above your knee, and it's elasticated like in the waist, but she added a tier at the bottom to make it midi length. And I mean, I loved the color blocking, and I really want to make a color blocked one now, but I really loved that tier at the bottom. And so I'm like, well, I have to make one. So I'm gonna do the longer sleeve version, although I'm just gonna put elastic in I'm not gonna do the frill at the bottom of the sleeve hem like they've got on the pattern, just because I feel like I'll be dragging it through things. So I'm just gonna take the bottom, I'm taking that excess off the bottom and then just doing elastic at the bottom, so it'll be kind of like a bishop sleeve. But yeah, I'm gonna do the chiton with a ruffle at the bottom. So I'm very excited about that one. So those two are cut out and they're sitting over there waiting patiently to be sewn up. So those will come in separate videos later on down the road. Okay, I think that's all I have for today. I got a lot, I've been sewing a lot of rayon, and to be honest, I'm ready to move on to other things. I think the next thing on my table, I mean, after I'm gonna sew these two things up because they're already cut out and ready to go. For those of you that have been following the channel, you know I love a good batch cutting session where I cut out like 5, usually 5 is my magic number. So I'll cut out 5 patterns that I know are coming up. I prep them, as in putting all the interfacing and stuff in, mark all my notches, all my dart points, all that kind of stuff, and then bring them into the sewing room. So that way, once all 5 have been cut out, then I can sit and just have a big sewing session. And I find, because I can come down and sew in shorter increments, because things are just prepped and ready to go, that I am more productive. So that's kind of my thing, and I've gotten out of that a little bit here recently, and I've noticed that my production level has slowed down a little bit. But the next thing on my cutting table is going to be the fabrics that I got from Destashify this month. Very excited about cutting into those, or last month in July, cutting into those and getting my jackets sewn up and my lounge shorts. I think that tie-dyed French terry is going to be lounge shorts for me. So that is what I have got coming up. Also, we are really close to finishing my son's tennis shoes, so I'm very hopeful to be able to have a video out hopefully next week for you guys on that topic. He is working as a soccer referee now, so he has a job, and that is taking up weekends. So hopefully we can squeeze in just some time, maybe on Sunday, to finish those up. We're so close. We're so close. So I will be bringing that information to you guys hopefully here soon as well. Okay, I think that that's all I've got for today. Yeah. I hope you guys have a great weekend. I hope you get some sewing in this weekend. And I will see you guys back on Sunday for another pattern fitting alteration. Okay, have a good one. I'll talk to you later. Bye.